we have an enormous issue with alcohol in this country, and I do believe that we are in complete denial about it. I think,
But you see, a lot of people are going to be surprised that 5 or 6 drinks over the course of a day on an event. This wasn't something she was doing every weekend. Like, have you ever been to a wedding?
I have been to several weddings.
You must be horrified, are you?
No, actually, okay. My own wedding, I went to bed at 7:45 the morning after the wedding. I drink, and I have drank to excess. I'm not saying that, but I did feel a sense of responsibility when I was on the national broadcaster's flagship big budget health show that is watched by young people who are growing up into a culture that is predisposing them to drink heavily. In the week that we had the show, UCC published a report that said 2/3 of our young men and young women in universities are drinking excessively. We have one of the highest rates of young male suicide in the world in this country.
Yeah.
You are 8 times more likely to commit suicide if you are excessively
There's a lot of people
drinking.
who drink causes problems for them, but is there not
Huge
a lot
number.
of people who kind of have a few, what we euphemistically describe as a few drinks at the weekend, which would qualify as binge drinking, but which is actually, they don't have a problem with it and it doesn't cause them health problems?
I tend to think, to be honest, Brendan, that we minimise that. I think we talk in Ireland all the time about going for a drink or going for a few drink, and we mean many multiples of that.
So what,
and I think we glamorise it.
How many drinks would you think is kind of okay? What's
well, I don't
binge
define
drinking?
these things.
Yeah,
There is
okay,
a definition.
So what is it?
More than 6 units of alcohol is a binge.
6 units?
3 pints.
3 pints.
Most Irish people think that's nothing.
Okay, do you think that is kind of realistic? Like they're tittering away.
Okay,
they're tittering because they've had more than 6 units of cheap wine already.
1.3 million. I'm getting back to the green room any minute now. 1.3 million Irish people have harmful drinking patterns. That's 2/3 of the Irish adult population.
But by harmful, defining it as having more than 3 pints sometimes.
I don't define this. I didn't
know.
make this up.
Do you think...
I think we have a huge issue with alcohol, with depression, with young male suicide. Half the couples currently in Ireland in marital counselling are there.
It's side drinking.
It's side drinking.
As an issue.
Think of all the families that are affected by that. Think of all the kids that are affected by that. It's a huge issue. And to be honest, if you want to know what I was really thinking when I let fly, and I didn't expect to let fly, but I was thinking of the fact that I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old who are now, I hear them, they're talking about drink in school, their peers, everyone's saying, you know, who's been drinking? Has someone been drinking? It's starting for 12 and 14-year-olds. And I was conscious of them sitting at home watching their mom on the telly and me kind of going, oh, just have a few drinks, love. I couldn't do it. I knew I was putting myself out there.
Question?
Of course you can.
When would you go out at the weekends now?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
But I wouldn't do it on the telly, and I wouldn't do it on a health
I'm not
show.
going to turn this back on you, but I'm just curious. How many drinks would you have, like, if you went out for a meal?
Are you asking have I ever had more than 6 units of alcohol?
Yeah.
I have.
And would you do so regularly?
I would do so more regularly than I should, or than is good for me.
And do you berate yourself over it, do you?
Don't clap that bit. That's not the bit to clap. You're clapping all the wrong bits. No, I don't berate myself, but I tell you what I wouldn't.
It's all right, like.
Well, I tell you what I wouldn't do, though.
Yeah.
No, I tell you what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't go on a health show and try to promote it as being okay.
Okay, so context was everything.
Yeah. Oh, context to me was everything. If I met you in the pub and you'd had 12 pints,
you wouldn't berate me.
It's none of my business. But it is my business when I'm in that job and in that role.
Gotcha.
I don't see how it... I felt a huge sense of responsibility. And actually, even though I knew I was going to get it in the neck, and I did get it in the neck, I still went out and did it because I thought, what else can I do?
Okay, yeah. Well, look, we'll move on from that one anyway. Because